Hello everyone, today I want to share such a hot topic with you. Whether human cloning research should be carried out. Firstly, I believe that everyone is not strange to the word clone. Its original meaning is seedling or twigs, which grow plants in the form of non-sexual reproduction or vegetative propagation, such as cutting or grafting. Cloning has been around for many years and mainly used for producing plants. Cloning is the process of making a genetically identical organism through non-sexual means. Only recently, in the past decade, has animal and human cloning become more of an interest. It all started with the first cloned mammal back in 1977. Dolly the sheep. Dolly sparked a genetic revolution really, as after Dolly, the interest and research in cloning has grown exponentially. Most people are only familiar with one of the main two types of cloning. The most familiar type of cloning is the type of cloning that was used to clone Dolly, reproductive cloning. The other main type of cloning is therapeutic cloning. The last type of cloning starts off very similar to reproductive cloning, but the embryo would only grow for a couple weeks, and the stem cells would be extracted and then used to grow human tissue or a human organ, which would be used for a transplant. The end result is not a human being, but a replacement organ or skin or nerve tissue. The therapeutic cloning is supported by almost everyone due to its application value in medicine region. However, the reproductive cloning is a cloning technology that is used to generate an animal with the same nuclear DNA as another animal, whether that animal is currently living or dead. This result is an animal, even a human being. So a couple questions that comes up is if reproductive cloning is possible to clone humans, and what are some of the ethical issues behind cloning using reproductive cloning? For this question, whether human cloning research should be carried out, most people oppose it and others support it. Most people who oppose the human cloning research think that this research will come into being some disadvantages. First of all, the human cloning will harm to the body. It may have some disorder, either starting at birth or the clone may get a disorder or disease related to the cloning process later in life. Such problems have been witnessed in a few animal cloning cases. For example, the cloning of Dolly succeeded after being carried out for 277 times. So, the reproductive cloning technology may clone a large number of abortion and mentally disabled babies, just like her, who have the Down syndrome. This is a serious damage to the body used to clone, and the cloned human, unlike animals, are treated by destroying after cloning failures. Secondly, the human cloning will harm to the heart of the cloned baby. When the cloned babies know they have been cloned, they will doubt their own unique identity and oppose to human cloning. They may question whether a person's individuality or identity is determined by the uniqueness of the genetic. Also, we can also talk about psychological harm from another angle. It is said in bioethics that every man's life is a starting point, and the cloned human has suffered the fact that another life was chosen. Therefore, they lost the right to choose in the future. In 1999, the International Human Genome Organization COMIT also emphasized that they were deep unease on the growth possibility from genetic information in the nucleus of an existing one, living in the shadow of an existing one that may impact potentially on the cloned child. In addition, the human cloning will harm to the society. People worry that the cloned baby may appear in a single-parent family, which is likely to have 7 parents. This will threaten the stability of the family and bring the trouble who is the mother. If a woman clones herself, people will question who she is, a mother, a sister, or both. Finally, the human cloning is not an option in ethics. For the ethical community, the human cloning behavior involves a very serious ethical issue. It violates the basic principle of ethics, such as the non-damage principle, the principle of autonomy, and the principle of equality. Cloning technology is not measured, and the human cloning research is in the test stage, which may appear unexpected damage to the experiment body and product. It is not recognized in ethics. For example, a couple had lost their only child in accident. They want to give him a new life by cloning a new child. Although parents satisfied some kinds of desire to a certain extent for the copied child, the whole thing means the depriving of freedom. Also, whether or not the cloned child has the right to know this thing, or is willing to accept this kind of behavior. The book, Application Ethics Introduction, points out that we should protect the right to life and genetic inheritance. This may not be artificial intervention. Other people support the human cloning research. They think that the cloning technology can relieve the pain of the woman who cannot become a mother. In addition, some people also think the human cloning research will avoid the human death sorely. All in all, I and most people hold the same position that the human cloning research should be banned. Although the cloning technology is indispensable with the development of science and technology, especially the cloning technology is promising to solve some medical problems, such as cancer. However, it is not allowed to clone humans using the cloning technology in international legal and ethic aspects. All countries in the world should correctly use the cloning technology to create the benefit for the human and society, and say no to the human cloning research. Only doing this will the world keep the peace and the human order will be stable. Thank you so much.